Hi, I'm Ed Hamilton, and I'm at Evas Caribbean Restaurant tonight with Mr. David Morrison. Good to see you again, sir. David is going to conduct a tasting of Appleton Estate rums, and we're all looking forward to meeting David. Those that don't know him already, David is the master blender in training at Appleton. In training is a little bit of a misnomer. He's been doing it a while. David, you just came up from Jamaica. You're on a tour. What are you doing up here?
Actually, I'm here enjoying some of the California sun. And of course, getting some word in about Appleton. You know, I have to do that. Very important. So I was coming in from San Francisco. I was in San Francisco for a couple of days, and I did a couple of educational events with some wine places and some bars, etc. Hit a few spots, of course. You have to see what's happening in the market for Appleton. So
I hope you're eating well while you're on this trip.
Well, I've been eating a lot of food. I think I'm going to go back to Jamaica about 5 or 10 pounds heavier, which is sad.
And tonight we're at Evas in South Laguna Beach. It looks like we're going to do a rum tasting here. What's on store for the people that come here tonight?
Well, the people that come here tonight are in for a very, very good treat. We're going to be having some wonderful rum and some wonderful food. I had a few minutes not too long ago to experience some of the food myself, and trust me, magnificent.
And how many rums are we going to taste tonight?
We're going to be doing 4. So we're going to be doing the Appleton Estate VX, the Appleton Estate Reserve, the Appleton Estate Extra 12-year-old, and the Appleton Estate 21-year-old.
I met you a few years ago. I didn't realize that you were in position to take over. Joy Spence, I've known for a number of years, who is the master blender, very well known. I understand you're going to be filling her shoes in the near future.
Well, near future is relative. Looking at at least another 10 years. I mean, she still has a ways to go. I still have a ways to go, but I am working my way towards it.
Things take time in the islands.
It is true. I mean, you know how we do it in Jamaica, right? Everything is, yeah, man, easy.
Easy. How long have you been with Appleton?
I've been with the company since 1999, and I've been doing the blending since 2003.
And what did you do before you came to Appleton?
I was actually working in the chemistry department at the University of the West Indies, doing some research.
In Jamaica?
In Jamaica, correct.
And you were doing research, I presume, on yeast fermentation?
Well, not exactly. I was actually doing some research on pesticides, funny enough, and ended up at JRN for doing some work for them because I had some experience with some of the equipment that we use in the laboratory. As a matter of fact, I'm actually in charge of the quality control at the office as well.
Okay. And from there, you got the notice of J. Ray and nephew.
There you go. Got no some suspense, and there you go. So
we could use a savvy young man like yourself. Tonight, we're going to taste the Appleton rums.
Correct.
You've been tasting other rums in Jamaica before you went to work for Ray and nephew?
Definitely. Of course. I mean, one of the funny things is, I mean, nobody, I think, goes to school thinking they're going to come out drinking rum for the rest of their lives, right? And I mean, me being in university, of course I went through and I sampled and did my fair bit of drinking, but now, having worked at Appleton and JRN for a few years, I mean, I've come to really appreciate what a fine quality rum is, and which is, of course, why I'm so proud and passionate about Appleton Estate Jamaica rum.
Well, your passion certainly comes through. I consider myself a professional rum drinker, and I find I drink a lot less rum than I used to when I was a casual drinker. Now I look to appreciate it a lot more than I used to.
Which is true.
What do you look for in a good rum?
To be honest with you, I'm looking for things like the taste. Taste is very important. The aroma is also very important because when I put a glass to my nose and put a glass to my mouth, I want to be able to ensure that I'm going to be enjoying top quality. So aroma is very important for me. Taste is very important for me, but more so the aroma because I get a much vaster experience with aroma.
It's not unexpected, and I'm really glad to hear you say aroma and taste. You don't mention age. To me, I don't get hung up on the age of your rum.
Neither do I. I mean, if it's a young rum that tastes right and has the right kind of flavor profile, I'm fine with that.
And what's your first drink of the day?
Appleton Estate Reserve. I love that stuff.
How do you drink it?
To be honest with you, I like it with ginger ale and a splash of lime.
And your last drink of the day?
Same thing.
So you drink one rum all the time.
There you go. There you go.
For me, I want something light. I drink a tea punch as my first drink of the day.
Okay.
And then my last drink of the day is an old aged rum.
Well, you see, the thing about the Reserve is that the Reserve is so versatile. It's a very, very versatile rum. And I think it's perfect for that kind of thing. And besides that, I mean, with my job, I get to go through quite a few things in between.
Right.
So I need to start light and I end light, and I'm fine.
And what do you see the future of Appleton?
Growth, nothing but growth. I think people, once they start to appreciate all that rum has to offer, I think education for rum has started to really increase, which is very important. You know, when you think about things like the wine industry and the Scotch industry and the education that's there, I think rum is starting to catch on now. So I'm looking forward to increased educational programs for consumers, as well as an appreciation for what real quality rum is.
Tonight we're going to talk about the Appleton Estate rums, but you have a couple of other rums that are quite popular. You know, the Appleton White. Now the Appleton White in the U.S. is only 80 proof, and a lot of people would consider that. In Jamaica, I know people wouldn't even drink that. You're not going to drink that. You want that strong rum, that 126 proof white rum.
Oh, yes.
But the
yes.
Appleton White for the U.S. is a good white rum according to the U.S. taste, which is very different than the Jamaican taste for rum.
And I would say funny enough, because it's funny that you said that, because Appleton White is actually sold a fair bit in the U.S. Right. As in a lot of the volumes that we produce, a lot of it comes to the U.S.
Probably much more than in Jamaica, except for the tourist shops.
No, definitely a lot more in Jamaica. In Jamaica, the good old white overproof rum, that's the ticket right there.
No self-respecting Jamaica would be caught drinking 80 proof white rum. Am I right?
Which is true. I mean, everybody has a bottle of the good old Rare Nebbiolo. It's in every household, whether it's being used for drinking or other purposes, but it's in every household.
And in the UK, with a strong Jamaican population, it's the overproof.
Very popular as well.
In the US, we're looking for a little bit lighter rums in the white rums. Now, in the older rums, you get to the VX. The VX is one that I've been recommending for years to people that when you go into a bar and they don't have any other rums, I said, drink the VX on the rocks. You'll be surprised.
Which is true.
Do you drink much VX?
Which is very true. I do drink a fair bit of VX. But the Reserve is actually my drink. I really love the Reserve. But then again, I have access to a very wide, wonderful range of rums, so of course.
What other rums do you drink besides Appleton?
To be honest, every now and again, I might have some, unfortunately, I'm so afraid to say this, but every now and again, I think things like some of the Demerara rums are not so bad at all. I like that kind of style. It's not so bad. It's not so bad.
I'll tell my friends in Guyana. Actually, they'll be very proud to hear. But the Guyanese style is not so different than the Jamaican style.
Which I think is why I like it.
I would put the two about as close as you're going to get.
Exactly.
Much heavier than the Barbados style or some of the other islands.
The thing is, I like flavor. I really like flavor. So of course, those things kind of go hand in hand for me.
So you drink the Reserve with ginger ale, a little lime or no?
A little lime.
A little, just a squeeze of lime. Ice?
A little ice. I mean, I don't want to water it down too much because I want to enjoy the rum. So of course, just a little ice.
How else do you drink it?
Actually, I drink it on the rocks as well. It's actually wonderful. Reserve is such a balanced rum. The flavor profile is wonderful. So of course, I really enjoy it as is.
Well, thank you for your time. I know you're busy and there's some people coming to see you.
Pleasure was all mine.
Appreciate your time.
Pleasure was all mine.